So this is a Technics E-Series. It's quite a rare addition to the Technics range from the mid-90s, early 2000s, and it's essentially a lifestyle system. That means that they've taken their standard components and just put them in a pretty dress to compete against the likes of Sony Scala and Marantz and other companies that were doing sort of fancier looking separates at the time. Now, as you can see already, or you've probably noticed, this has got issues. The amplifier, even though it's on, dead display, you can't see it because it's backlit. The CD player, half a display. The tape deck does have a full display, but clearly has got issues. But we do actually get the remote control with this system, and it's a two-way remote control, which means that not only does it send commands, it can receive information back and display it. And we've also got the external transmitter receiver, which sends the signals to that, because none of these have got any sensors on them for infrared commands. So all in all, it's quite a nice little system. Well, when I say little, it's not little, it's quite big. You know, it's standard separate size. So in terms of the amplifier, as you can see, we need to address that. CD player just says no disc, so we need to address that as well. And then the tape deck. Although it does appear to play, it's going to want a service, probably new pinch rolls, good clean and so on. So around the back of the system, you can see you've got plenty of inputs. You've got one power lead that powers everything. Everything's just daisy chained, which is a nice touch. And again, all your signals are sent from the main amplifier, received by that transmitter. So when you turn the amp on, it will switch everything else on or off, change inputs and so forth. So definitely needs addressing. Definitely needs addressing because it doesn't do anything. And that's probably a general service. So what we'll do is start with the amplifier and see what's going on. In first impressions, it looks quite nice in here. Twin power supply. Definitely a step up from the standard integrated stuff at the time from them. So what we need to do is take this front panel off. We've got these screws along here that we need to take off. We should be able to just pull the front panel off now. There we go. As is typical of Technics stuff at this time, they just use these little edge connectors for front panels so that everything just clips out nicely. We don't actually need to remove any cables, we can work on it like it is here. First things first, we just take the front knob off and the nut. And we take the motorized volume out. What we'll do while we've got this out is we'll just drop a little bit of cleaning fluid in there. Give it a few turns and then leave it to do its magic. That feels better already. So we need to take this front panel off. With the tabs, not the knobs on, but it'll be alright, they'll still pop off. There we go. Let's move it out of the way, we should be able to lift it up now. There we go. Move that out of the way for the moment. Ooh, we're losing our knobs. Let's push them back through. There we go. Move that out of the way. If you look down there, you can see the tab. We've just pushed that. It pops the case open a little bit. Likewise there. And you can see the tool bulbs there that we need to take out. You want to get new bulbs and just put the wires through. Just thread them through. So you just want to get your bulb and push your legs through. Like so. And then push it against the board. And you can just snip the lead. So you can see that's the bulbs back in. We just need to put the plate back over now. Like so. We can reassemble it. Put the volume control back in that we cleaned up earlier. Just line the connectors up. And put the retaining screw across the top there. That stops the motor from moving around. Pretty much put everything back together now. As you're pushing the front panel on, you just want to make sure you line all these little connectors up here, and everything should just snugly clip into place, like so. Just make sure they're in by giving them a little squeeze. And put your nut back on. Volume control. And then any of the little knobs that fell off. We'll just pop the lid back on now. Okay, so now we can test it. Hopefully we've got a display. There we go. How much better is that? We can actually see what's going on now. And we have output, which is good. So that's the amplifier done. Next one is the CD player that won't play CDs. So join me next time when we'll tackle the CD player. See you again soon.